Hey guys, it's Storm1004 here. As requested, I'm doing a short little video on my ACA cabinet. I've got the parts with me as well, but here's the main cabinet. Little history behind it. This came from most recently Knox Township in Ohio. Their alerters were all scrapped and removed. I found this in a junkyard where the alerter heads were, but they were gone when I was there, but there were already pictures of it from another enthusiast that was there at the time. So let me just open this up. And so basically how these clips work is once you undo these screws, you can just pull these out and they loosen that way. And I'm just going to open it a little bit. It's kind of heavy, so you just kind of keep it pressed against the wall so it doesn't scrape up the paint or anything. But there's where the manuals and stuff goes. None of that was there when I got it. That's kind of where all the wires would come up in. There's nothing in here though, but on the outside is kind of where all the cool stuff is. So if you look on the outside really closely, you can still see the ACA logo. And down here, it's faded on this side, but on the other side you can see it better. This was Siren number 511 at Beaver Valley, so you can still faintly see the digits 511. It's easier to see on the back, but you know. It's the paint's kind of faded, but it still looks pretty nice. It was completely just kind of thrown in a pile. There was mud all over it, and so I cleaned it up and got it to the shape it's in, sitting in my room. I am already selling this to a friend of mine, so it's by a week after this gets uploaded, it's already gone and sold. But so here's a little parts box. I'm just going to quickly go through the stuff that I found in it, and I took everything out. I have another thing with this that I need to get, and it was the main metal panel that would sit there that you would screw all the parts onto. These are not really much. These just cover the capacitors, so when they're live, you know, a maintenance guy doesn't come in here and get electrocuted because, you know, high voltage. Those things have 200 some volts AC running through them, so that's very deadly. So here's one of the starters. I believe this is the main motor starter. You got the 3-phase. You got 3 prongs there. Some of them are missing, so this starter is non-operational, but it still makes kind of a cool clicky sound, as it would when that would engage. I took all the wires I could off of it, and there's a bunch of all the wires that I got in there. So there's one of the starters. Here's another smaller relay. And this one is smaller, but still same idea. Got those contactors in there. So I pulled the wires off of that one. That's the other relay slash starter. They're kind of rusty, but I'll pull one of them out here. An old General Electric dielectric capacitor. And this is was also in there in one of those. And there's 3 of those if you look closely. There's 3 total. And then there's 4 of these cylindrical capacitors which have stuff on them, so I'm going to be very careful here. There's tape all over them, but there's these 4 cylindrical capacitor things as well. Now, if you have any more information for me about this, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to know more info about, you know, how these things worked. But I do know this is the breaker. So this is the breaker for the Siren. So, you know, if something would overload or whatever, that would, you know, switch off. And that just shuts the power off to the head, I believe. I believe this stuff kind of stays live. It just kills power to the motor if something happens. But that is completely working still. And that is about all that is in those Sirens. And then all of this stuff connects to a board that's hooked up to the back of the cabinet, and there's also a little red button on there. I believe that's used for testing, if I remember. But please let me know in the comments more information. I'm putting this stuff back in the box now, but there's a quick little video on my junkyard ACA box that I found. And this, once again, like I said, has already been sold to another enthusiast, but for now it sits in my room. And there, down there, that is the old I believe, antenna from Beaver Valley. That was a receiver. And that is still attached because I can't get it off. It's completely rusted. But the cabinet itself is actually in pretty good shape for being in a junk pile. And so that there is my ACA cabinet. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.